let's just get to it then. I really want to get to the part where we talk about the rock bottom day for you, like the accumulation of all this
Right.
BS. And talk to me about, was it a day for you? Was it a week for you? Was it like a moment?
Right.
Welcome back to Ken's No Name Podcast, the show with no name, but plenty of options. Today I'm sitting down with my old buddy Joe Massengill. He's been walking his own road of change for a bit now, not waving a flag about it, just moving different, one honest step at a time. We're not here to sell you a blueprint or wear halos. We're just two guys comparing the dents, figuring out what growth feels like when it isn't flashy, when it's just you, the silence, and the next right thing. Before we crack this thing open, hit follow on my page so you don't miss the weird, honest, sometimes sideways stories that remind us we're all just trying to get it right. Grab some popcorn, relax, and listen in. Not for answers, but maybe for a piece of yourself in the middle of it all. At the end of the day, you need to get uncomfortable. That's where the real stuff starts.
There was a benefit going on. A friend of mine's son passed unexpectedly down here in Monroe. So I brought a bunch of stuff from my band, like shirts, a drum head that I used on tour, signed by a bunch of bands and stuff like that, to put up for auction. I was already saying I'm not going to drink liquor anymore because I was getting really bad headaches and hangovers for days at a time. So I'm just going to drink beer and I'll be all right. All right. Later on that night, all I drank was beer. I blacked out. I don't remember shit. I woke up the next day, felt like total ass, like I drank whiskey and stuff like that. I'm $150 out of the hole I don't remember spending on. I evidently pissed off a couple people that I don't remember doing. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done for feeling like shit.
Yes. That was the day everything fell apart. But every great story needs a beginning, doesn't it? Let's roll the clock back a bit.
And today I'm going to be interviewing Mr. Ken Stump. Oh, wait. This is backwards, ain't we? Oh, all right. Anyway, I'm Mr. Ken Stumpmeyer for today, Saturday in Monroe. And we got an adventure you guys will see soon.
That's it. Okay, so
I had to get that out of the way. I should turn this phone off too. Because no one calls me or messages me unless I'm doing something like this.
of course, right?
Yeah.
That's when I get it too.
Trying to or some shit.
Try to keep it about a fist. A little bit less is fine too. Yeah. Well, I mean, we just chat, brother. So I have been not trying to ask all these questions because I wanted to save it for this, but I really just want to know what the heck you been doing, bro.
I've been
Now this is like us getting warmed up for the actual start.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been working in a different field that I've ever worked in before and making more money than I've ever made before and being treated better than I've ever been treated before. And I've been treated pretty good with some of these jobs, I'm not knocking anything from before that. I was treated very well, but this is just outstanding. I mean, I even had union jobs that don't take care of me as well as this company does right now. So that's been a good thing. I've been still touring at 54 years old and surviving, and still got stories to make and tell. So
I can't wait to dig into your story. It's intriguing because just looking back at everything, and I've known you for a long time.
Yep.
Well, I've known of you,
Right.
the person that we created, right?
Yeah, we had a couple of years there where that whole beach crew was together, and those were some magical times.
Magical, bro.
And that helped me get off to where I needed to go. If it wasn't for everybody's support at that time, nobody in Detroit would have known who the fuck I was.
Right.
Oops. Who I was. And if it wasn't for those times, I wouldn't have gotten to where I'm at now.
Right.
You know, if it wasn't for you and Debbie and Dawn and Zach and that, you know, that whole crew back then. And we had some of the best times, but uh, I had no plans for the future.
Right. Right. Well, we were living the future. Like,
Yeah, you know,
like
I
we
mean,
didn't like there was
most of us had kids that we couldn't see except for on the weekends or every other weekend. Um, most of us were depressed as hell, so we took it out by womanizing and drinking, and
yeah, we just put
you
things in
know,
place to feel
you know,
normal or human, I guess, because we had no other. Well, I didn't. I definitely didn't have any instructions.
no,
You know, so but yeah, there's a lot of great times, a lot of great people met over those years. But it was all designed around that guy that I created, which was a big masquerade, man.
right,
Like if everybody, like I honestly at the time even knew what I was doing,
right,
and I knew what would happen eventually because I'm living it now. And it's funny to think through some of that stuff. Like even when I would jet away and not say goodbye, at the parties and stuff. Like there was reasons behind a lot of that stuff. It's funny to rethink some of that stuff. And I think, like
I'd want to party so much that nobody's parties could satisfy me. So what did I do? I made the best freaking party there was.
right.
I'd have bands in the backyard, you know,
Yeah.
and
I remember.
you know, we pay rent by having shows once a month and taking back beer cans.
And it worked at the time,
You know,
funny how that becomes like this back then I would have swore I was gonna do that until I was dead. Like this is me.
yeah.
What I would say. This is me, right? But it's just funny looking back at some of that. So we'll probably dig more into it. But back to like what I'm like curious about because you are Joe. There's something about you that even after your changes that we'll talk about, you still were Joe.
Yeah.
Like you still and you're able to function and get some growth out of the same environment.
Yeah, the alcohol does not scare me to be around or make me. It doesn't. I'm used at it. It's like having your wife cheating on you. You
Yeah.
know, I'm done with it. Nope.
So you too, like
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
the same way,
good.
but
I'm
I'm
good.
so good with it.
I'm so.
I even
good.
had a half a beer a couple
Yeah.
months ago, and that was it. I was like, no, no, like why, But it became that for me too, man.
But there's a like Ohio, they'll let them serve what they call it's a Jones soda. You know
Yeah,
all
Jones.
right, Jones soda. They have a marijuana strain called Mary Jane soda, and they got the root beers, and they sell them for about $10 a can, like a tall boy,
Kidding.
at the bars.
You can get it at
So
bars
once again, I was able to sit
and feel that environment,
and hang with the boys and cheers and you know and
being in your own space
being exactly
instead
And
of
I wasn't a raging drunk ready to hump the pool table. I was, I was like, all right, guys, I want to smash some White Castles and go play some Xbox.
right, right,
You know,
right. It's a different kind of after party,
Yeah.
isn't it?
but it was all right. Like it felt good. I had them put it in a frosted mug like a beer,
Yeah.
and cheered the guys and sat at the bar with them. And I had no wanting to go, okay, this is cool. Now I need a shot. No,
Right,
no, nothing of the sort. No.
And ain't
no.
that's interesting to me and a lot of people.
And Michigan being one of the smartest states in the country, I mean, because we passed the marijuana law, no longer makes me a criminal for wanting to use marijuana instead of going to alcohol.
That alone should be a testament of what
Yeah.
could happen to a lot of other people.
Yes. Yeah.
And it is probably, I'm sure, because it's that, I think, because that's available to us, such anybody can get alcohol. It's what we are easily first grabbing onto to self-medicate.
Oh, Dad.
Like
My dad and my uncles, all they do roofing and construction and shit like that. It was that was the man thing to do. You work your ass off all week and then you party and
But that's
try to score with a pretty girl. That was being a man.
life.
So that's at 14, that's what I was wanting to do. By 19, I'm a damn dad.
No kidding.
With
So
no-
let's hit into that. So
Right.
like your younger years, because that's something I never knew. I don't think
Right.
that's not something we run around and talk about when we're
Right.
doing what we're doing. But how was it for you? Your environment, say from 0 to 10, if you don't mind talking about.
It was scattered, dude. Basically, well, my mom and dad divorced at 9.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, I remember being at school at Mason. I was living in Erie. I grew up in Erie, and this was my first culture shock. Anyway, my dad was threatening to kill my mom and all the crazy shit like that or whatever. So my mom had my dad's actual aunt, his mom and his mom's sister, watch me and my sister. So my dad was like, well, okay, thought twice about coming over being stupid or something with her there because she called my. Very few people in the world my dad was afraid of. His parents were 2 of them. And
Yeah.
so thing is, Aunt Margie lived in Southwest Detroit.
Okay.
So I went from Erie, playgrounds, nice kids, to Southwest Detroit, and I found out that the parking lot I was looking at wasn't a parking lot; it was our playground.
No.
And I watched them play tackle football on a gravel parking lot, basically. Play tag. That was,
So you had to go out there daily?
what's that?
Did you have to go out there daily, or you lived there with them?
I lived there for.
Okay.
I moved there for a while.
How old were you then?
9 years old, and then my mom was working at the Ford plant Monroe, and what she was doing was she was basically working as much overtime as she could to get us a home,
Yeah.
get away, and so we stayed with my aunt for a while. We stayed with my grandparents in Wyandotte for a while, and after a while, eventually she got enough. She was working at Ford's in Monroe.
Yeah.
She got enough to get a place on Monroe Street. It's a dentist office now, but big old house, like $200 a month.
Oh wow. 200 a month.
$200 a month, dude. 4 bedrooms, 3 upstairs, 1 downstairs.
Where was that?
What's that?
Where was it?
Monroe and Grove Street, right by the Broadway Market.
Yeah.
That house next to it, that dentist office, that was my old house.
Kidding.
Yeah.
So that was when you during the divorce. Then that was why your mom was trying to find a place.
Right. We were doing a lot of the moving. About a year or so of that frantic moving around and all that other shit. We moved there to Monroe, back to Monroe, and I thought the Detroit kids were mean.
Really?
Oh my God, dude! I mean, I was just terrorized and messed with every damn day by these asshole kids, man. And well, I remember my grandma saying, don't lose heart. One day you'll be old enough, and these kids will be scared of you. And I'm like, yeah, right,
Yeah, you can't believe that.
She wasn't wrong. I've gotten.
Yeah.
You know me.
Yeah.
They gave me swirlies at Christensen School, and I didn't forget that. I remember the one kid that egged it on for years. Caught up to him at Pete's Garage and wing night.
Oh yeah.
And caught him in the bathroom, and I just snapped, dude. And he was turning around like smiling, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "What's up?" And kneed him in the ribs really good. He bent over, I jumped on his head, put it right in the toilet.
No kid.
Just laughing the whole time.
Fair share of
yeah.
turns too, because I had the same situation.
You know,
Then I ended up coming out of it worse, but
exactly.
same things.
I could have gotten some big trouble for that. You know,
Right.
I wasn't thinking. I didn't care.
Oh, we
dude.
did.
I was like, I enjoy. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I still enjoy hearing him. Please let me go.
I bet, because I mean, there's a lot of torture.
Like, we were kids, and I was like, well, you guys being your kind of kids you were, made me the man I am right now, mother.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I can get that for sure.
But
Sure. Like, so when you went, that was happening at school. Like,
and I know it wasn't all of them. I must have been a very highly irritating child.
You think?
I
Makes
think.
you say that?
I think because I was high strung. I didn't get attention at home, so I was seeking it from anywhere. You know, my mom's working all the time. I'd see my dad every once in a while. He'd pick us up. As an adult, I'm pissed at my dad for the way he'd come pick us wasted. You know, we'd go for 2 days, and he let me drive at 9 years old on the freaking road, dude. You know,
Yeah. And you say that you guys were you close at all? Like a
Who?
close family, would you say? During any of those times? Like were you affectionate? Were you kind of close?
No,
They were kind of just there, but
there's affection level. Like, don't take it wrong. My mom loved the hell out of us. When she'd get that breather moment, you know, she'd go,
was able to put that.
yeah, you know, and you know, but she also had to try to guide us and make us do things correctly. And I thought my dad was Superman, you know, and I was pissed. Like, I want to be with my dad, you know, especially when she started dating other guys. Like,
Oh boy, yeah,
you
man.
know, yeah.
So dad just kind of never did he ever show up at all? Yeah.
He'd do the classical dads of our age thing, man. He'd
Oh,
blow us off all the time, man. You know, and you know, he'd talk to us all drunk, make promises. Oh yeah, we're gonna have.
yeah.
And then when we eventually see him, he would go do something to try to make it epically. You know, take us to the zoo or to Boblo Island, or give us $100 bills to go
To kind of make up
get candy to try to make up for it. Yeah, you know.
stuff. At least he had the guilt.
Right.
You know,
And I didn't talk to my dad for 20 years.
was it?
Yeah.
You guys talk now?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it any different now, would you say?
Oh, my dad's totally different because of my sister.
He got some wisdom, you think?
My sister passed away from an OD about 6 years ago. The same year Randy passed. That's the year that
Yeah.
but forgot where I was going.
Oh, it's fine because we were left at your dad, and we were just kind of hearing your beginning parts because a lot of times, you know, people can connect that with themselves and then hear something later and just be relatable, I guess you
Right.
could say. And then, so school was a pain in the ass, but how was high school? And did you graduate?
High school, I did not graduate, but I did go and get my GED. My thing with high school was I was just pissed.
You're pissed at like
At
the
everything.
world, right?
Just everything, man.
You think that was directly related to any specific thing, or just the divorce, just
Yeah, just you know, and the thing is, like, I wanted to hate the popular kids. They were nice to me. I just wanted to hate them because they were popular
Right.
and better. I mean, and
almost because I know what you're going with there. Because I had a similar thing because I actually envied the piss out of them for having the normal life that you thought they could
that's
have had.
something.
No, it may have not have been, but it looked that way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's not funny.
What?
But yeah, okay. So then you went and got your GED after. Like you just stopped school?
Yeah, I was hanging out with a couple guys, a whole crew of people. We started drinking and shit like that. I was like, I ain't gonna go to school. I can do this all the time. So it just started with
That was the same.
started that young. Yeah, dude. Honestly.
My GED though.
And then I was playing drums in high school, and right out of high school, I was doing so good on the drums that these old biker guys would dress me up in like wigs or I had long hair, so they'd shoot gray in my hair, like the color shit and fake goatee and shit. I'd go be playing up in Westland and shit at 18, 19 years old, just out of high school, you know, make $25 a night, get drunk and try to hook up with a waitress or something, you know, and that was magic.
Well, yeah, let's talk about the drums because that's all I know. You know, that's all I know of you. So when did that start and how?
Growing up in that house I was talking about,
Fairview?
the old Dempsey
Your
house.
house, yeah.
People, we ended up buying a house like behind that big house. Like my mom rented that big house, but she bought one off the guy that she rented from. It was smaller, but it was still plenty big enough. And the family we lived with in Southwest come down and moved into that big house. All right.
Rented that, and you guys went.
Yeah. So my cousin, they're basically my cousin's second cousins or whatever. They're in my backyard. I walk across my backyard. I'm in my old house. That's where my cousins live. He got a guitar, and I was nagging about getting drums. So my
How old?
mom, what's that?
How old?
13,
13.
12, 13. My mom got me like a half a kit. She got me drums.
Yeah.
No cymbals, no hi-hat, no pedals, no nothing like that. The kids that me and my cousin hung out with and played football and rode bikes with was a couple friends of ours from around here, Sean and Scott Billock. And their dad, Mike Billock, was a big band jazz drummer. Like, dude was badass. He could do shit with one hand today that I still can barely do with two.
Okay.
I mean, and then he'd switch it with the other hand.
Right.
Like, he was just like, you got to practice it like that. And he took me in and showed me about time signatures, counting fours, all like that. And like the first day I started doing it, and he's like, I've been trying to get my kids to do this for There'd be days I'd go hang out with Sean or Scott, and end up in the drum room with Mike for 2 or 3 hours watching him play and learning some shit from him. And eventually we got to high school or whatever, and got a couple old drum sets from a pawn shop, real cheap, had cheap ass cymbals and shit like that. And a couple kids from bands had guitars and stuff too. My cousin, so let's jam over here. And
So when you first hit those drums, though, like, did you know it?
yeah, because
Yeah.
also when I was younger, my mom used to, when she would get laid off at Ford, she would work at like the Whistle Stop or stuff like that. And they had bands there. And I'd see the drum set and I'd be like, oh man, it just looked magic. They'd call me right after it. Look at me, come hit me. Come hit me.
So you had a
You
fire
know?
in you for that. All right.
And I remember my mom's friend that owned the bar, his daughter was dating the drummer. So he come into like sound check one day, and I was there early. So it was just him and the drums being,
Oh boy.
and I was just like, oh, that's so cool. And
Okay.
I just talked to him, and that was Scott Marion. He was a big drummer for around here for a long time in the cover bands, whatever. And I just seen him online, and I was like, he's like, Joe, he's like, dude, he's like, you are on fire, my man. He's like, I was glad to see you doing what you're doing. And it made my made my day.
Right. I bet.
Yeah, I've had in the last few years, like some of my drum idols come up to me and tell me, that
I acknowledge what you've done.
you're good.
Doing.
And for years, I'd tell myself, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. And, it's good to be humble,
It's us.
but I have had to learn the last few years being sober to be better to myself.
Yes.
Quit cheap shotting myself down.
Yourself, yes. I did that.
And, but I can't let it,
Yeah, there's a nice find. There's a line.
and
Like,
it's easy to let go of. It's easy to not be humble on something and then all of a sudden you got it crashing down around you, and like, what the
you betcha.
you keep yourself aware, and that's
a constant thing, because I do the same thing. You have to be careful,
yes,
because you can say, oh, it's confident, and it's not that. It's you're doing your craft, you're passionate about.
my confidence comes with with doing it. The more times I do it, the more experience I have with it, the more my confidence builds.
Yeah, because you
Like let's say someone pulled a drum set out here in a band, all of a sudden say, you gotta learn this song right now. Okay.
because yeah, I can relate it to my photography because it's newer for me.
Right.
And I tell you what, it was the most intimidating thing for me to take on clients in the beginning.
Right.
Because I wasn't confident yet. I would actually lowball my price and say I'm too busy. Like I would have, like it was a big problem for me
Right.
in the beginning. And it wasn't until I started getting reassurance from others, like big time, that it helped me start to understand my worth. Because and this is all fresh and kind of new, man. I finally got to the point where the photography that I'm confident now. There was times on a photo shoot for 2 weeks I would lose sleep. So I wouldn't put them on the calendar anymore. So it was basically giving up on myself. And so now to this point, fast forward, I don't prepare for the shoot until the day of. And there's no stress because I had put in enough reps to get comfortable enough to be confident enough, but then I still had to work on me saying
Well,
the confidence part.
I'd like to say I'm a ritualistic person.
Yeah.
If I get something that works and there's a certain step and ritual that to do it, I religious to that.
Yeah.
Until something better is proven to me that will work just just as well, just as fast or easier and stuff like that.
Right.
At work, I got to transfer. I'm a dinosaur on the computers,
Yeah.
but I'm learning, and I had to transfer some files to another file. And I was going one by one, and this younger chap at work, he's been there for a while, so he's good. He's like, "You got your phone?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Give me your phone." I was like, "All right." He's like, "You got Google Drive?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Boom, boom." He pulled up. He's like, "No, just add like you were sending pictures in a messenger." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Dude, I don't know whether to punch you or kiss you, but thank you."
Right.
But thank you either way.
Right.
It's just, all right. The guy that showed me how to do that, I went and showed him. And he was like, "Just heard that." Like, yeah, dude. But I did figure it out myself. I've also learned in this age, truth is the best way to go.
You can hear that all day long, all year long.
And,
But like,
dude, I mean,
yes, it's obvious, and it's like, but how come I have so many of these lately? Things that have been told and told and said and so cliche, but like when you understand it, it sounds different.
yes, I was thinking that myself
Yeah.
a little while ago, honestly. Yeah.
Like when it really clicks, and then you're like, well, damn, how do I say that to somebody else? And then it comes out sounding like what people were sounding like. So you can't even like, all you can say is like, I hope you experience it someday. Like, because you can preach it and say it, but it doesn't click until you actually read it.
Truth. There's truth right now in a lump. The man that helped me get a little bit physically better and realize my mental problems and get help and started was my doctor. And he was the greatest doctor I ever had and stuff like that. Right?
Mhm.
The same doctor is now in Wayne County, or he might be out on bail for getting drunk and slicing up his girlfriend's neck.
Wow.
That's truth, and that's scary as hell that a man who's done so much help, because he hasn't just helped me, he's helped other people, could fall into that trap that he's helped so many people out of.
So I've seen that so many times, like time and time again, you can see that in people's past, like that happens.
It's like, wow, dude, like that was a total, there's like, you can't let up on like whatever punishment he got coming, he totally deserves. But he has done some good stuff. So after that, I'm also a firm believer in retribution. If somebody messes up and they try to make it right, I will be okay with that person.
Yeah.
If they mess it up and they're just like, oh well, let it burn. That person is on my no fly list right there. I mean, good luck.
Right. Absolutely, man.
Like you said earlier, the little Joe's still here. The Joe Postal, that was my stage name, and that like you said, we carried a mask and a persona. I was able to carry mine wherever I went because I'm Joe Postal. I'm the fucking singer of Postal Digger. I'm the singer of this,
Thinking about it, you had more of an idea of who you were in a crazy way than some of us. I'm trying to grasp that and understand that because I spent a little time remembering everything that we went through before I interviewed somebody and all the things we've done and said, and and it seems like just like what you just said now, like I wonder what I have to process that because I wonder where it came from.
I just remember someone saying like, well, it's like the guy, I said, well, the two Kens got it way before me. And I was talking about you and Ken Daly. You guys both like stepped away from everybody and got yourselves straight. Now, I basically just had to do that too. I was basically stuck out in Port Huron for 2 hours away, helping out with my family and stuff like that. And had a lot of time to myself and self-reflection. And it's almost like being in a jail, to tell you the truth. A nice jail. I cable us, I could leave.
The thing is, you refer to jail because I was just thinking of this too. Is that's a form of what we were living in. It's like a personal jail.
Yeah.
So even that will accentuate it, the feeling of being in jail because you're by yourself
Yeah.
and you're stuck with me. Ooh, that's a scary.
And that's one of the reasons I always wanted to get out and go and travel. I was always the one that wanted to roll out to the.
You always have.
Because in my head that shit ain't right here, so it's got to be right out there. Somewhere. There's so many people. There's got to be one person that clicks with me so well that we're like, hey.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No.
Right.
Not for me. So it's fine, and that's good.
And it is. So let's keep to. So actually, let's start with. Are you diagnosed with anything?
Yes.
What did they diagnose you with?
DMM. It's emotional. I can't even think of the word right
It's all
now.
good.
It's
Just
emotional
describe it.
disability. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like on the big higher things, but it's on the thing, on the list. I could.
Did they prescribe you
disability?
something for it?
Yes, for years they tried.
And when was that?
Yeah.
When did you get that diagnosis?
2017. When did Randy die? Wherever your Randy and my sister died, and Sachs got killed.
17,
I think it's 2007.
16 or 17, somewhere in there.
Whatever that year was, that's the year that emotionally just snapped me.
Okay, so that's getting into your rock bottom stuff, though. But okay, so we don't have to get to that yet because we'll hit that soon. But so you were diagnosed with something.
But I didn't get that diagnosis until last year.
Oh, okay.
I went and I seen a counselor for a little bit, and then she's like, "All right, yeah, maybe," because they were thinking maybe I was bipolar. They've been saying that maybe for years. I mean, I've been seeing counselors and shit since I was in elementary school. I mean, I get picked on.
Right.
I could say I got picked on, but yeah, I did get picked on. They pick on me so much that I finally snap and really flip out and hurt a kid.
Yeah.
And this is what I did.
That's what people do.
That's what I did.
All the time.
And then all of a sudden, I'm the problem. I need the help.
Of course.
I'm like, no.
So
And maybe they were right. Maybe I should have been able to take teasing. I
you
didn't know
can't
how
without
to.
instruction, though.
But
You don't have to go.
it's a daily thing.
It takes a lot more than just being able to do that than to be a different response. You know what I mean? It would take.
I could take a lot of the teasing myself, but when they started messing with my sister, I mean, I remember I had they pushed my sister down. I had like a practice in sixth grade. I was drumming in sixth grade, dude. I had a
You a tapper
little
on your desk?
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
My mom I'd get smacked a lot
Dinner
at
table,
the dinner
yeah.
table all the time, especially when we were out. It's a dent. Yeah, you don't quit moving that foot.
Yeah. So you're a natural
Yeah.
drummer.
Yeah.
So you had your diagnoses then. And so what has been your biggest downfall, like as far as drugs and alcohol, number one, I'm sure. Did you have problems with any of the drugs?
I had fun.
Right. But not like, like something grabs you.
Alcohol, I don't care what any professional says, from my life experiences, alcohol is the gateway drug.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm drunk, I'm like, all right,
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
No matter
or
what.
easily tricked into, oh, you pussy, you don't want to do this, you know. Oh, well, yeah, I do. Oh, who you talking to?
Right. Who do you think you're talking
You
to?
know, I got the Napoleon complex when I'm drinking. You know that.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the biggest guy in the room. Let's go, baby.
That's so true. So true.
Everybody's a foot tall in their face.
So yeah, nothing, no other drugs. They never grabbed me either. I always tested everything, but nothing grabbed me.
Right. Listen,
Alcohol, I loved.
I mean, I've had good benders on coke and whiskey. Like I lived the Leonard Skinner song for a couple weeks at a time.
But nothing grabbed you and like ruined you as far as like
Well,
alcohol done.
Alcohol was like, dude, there's years. I just wake up and start with Bud Ice and Jim Beam, and I'd justify it by saying I'm living twice as long because I'm eating 2 days in one. I could get drunk, pass out by noon, be up at 5 or 6, and ready for the night to do it again. And
To
it's
be
still
able to
the
get
same
drunk
day.
twice in one day was awesome. You know, day drinking was my favorite.
Oh, that's
Was my fave.
well,
But so you gravitated toward marijuana basically too, though, like which I don't consider a drug, like anything that can take you.
it's a mood enhancer or a stabilizer. I mean, it's
Yes.
not for everybody. That's cool. I get it. I know it stinks to some people. That's cool too. I get that. They make it now to where I can do it without stinking.
thinking. Right.
And then all you can do is just cry because evidently what they do. I don't know. Some people are just horrible.
So,
But
you-
as they're drinking their shots on shots, I mean,
right. So then, um, you gravitated towards the marijuana. Are you high right now?
me right now, no.
No. Okay. So then,
It wore off 25, 30 minutes ago.
right. That's great. That's great.
But yeah, we had an hour to kill before, or I did anyway. I went and ate dinner with my kid, took a little walk down the river, and puffed away until it was time to come up here.
That's
a
so cool.
little bit.
That's so cool.
But
Well, let's just get to it then.
all
I
right.
want to talk. We already have been getting to it, but I really want to get to the part where we talk about the rock bottom day for you, like the accumulation of all this
Right.
BS. And talk to me about was it a day for you? Was it a week for you? Was it like
Yeah.
a moment?
Right. There was a benefit going on. A friend of mine's son passed unexpectedly down here in Monroe. So I brought a bunch of stuff for my band, like shirts, a drum head that I used on tour, signed by a bunch of bands and stuff like that, to put up for auction. I was already saying I'm not going to drink liquor anymore because I was getting really bad headaches and hangovers for days at a time. So I'm just going to drink beer and I'll be all right. All right. Later on that night, all I drank was beer. I blacked out. I don't remember shit. I woke up the next day, felt like total ass, like I drank whiskey and stuff like that. I'm $150 out of the hole I don't remember spending on. I evidently pissed off a couple of people that I don't remember doing. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done for feeling like shit. I said once they legalized marijuana, I quit drinking. I should probably do what I said. So it was at that moment I was like, I'm done. I'm done with it. It's made me a stupid ass for years. Every time I've gotten in any trouble, it's been because I've been shithole drunk. And
So was it like an accumulation of just okay, enough? Like, did you have many give ups before that? Like
when Randy was going through his stuff, I tried to quit with him. Like I was doing way better than he was. Let me put it that way. And I was always more of a stoner than a drinker, I felt. But since I was a teenager, man, it was just beer. Then older, whiskey just, oh, man.
it just did what it was supposed to do for you.
Yeah.
Same.
And it hid emotions. It hid the bad things that are actually wrong with me. Like instead of being like, hey, he's a high strung guy, no, he just messed up. No, he's emotionally, medically disabled, but no, he's just drunk. No.
Right. Wow. So that kind of that day when you knew did you know in your head it was different from some of the times you tried
Oh
before?
yeah,
Like
dude.
what was different about that one that
I was angry. I was like I had a cheating ex-wife. It's like never again. I don't care. I don't share the same damn oxygen with you. Go to a different room. I don't want to be there. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be that drunk ass idiot at 50 years old anymore. I don't want to wake up on a on a on a jail floor in Monroe County with a bunch of my grandkids' friends or something.
right. Gosh, right. Yeah.
And another thing is like the people that are actually
Just
in my life, my family and friends that have actually put up with my stuff for the last 25, 30 years. I figured it was time for them to get some peace too and not have to worry about me and do my part.
because has your family been in your ear probably the whole time?
What's that?
Has your family been in your ear the whole time?
Yeah. It's my my mom worried about me. She just lost her daughter to an OD. She was worried about me going, too, because I was
So when you
there.
decided to make that choice, was it before Randy's death and your sister's death?
It was after.
It was after. Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. If you can visit that for a moment. Was it Randy first?
My sister OD'd, I think it was March, might have been February. Um, After my sister, there's a young man that used to come to the Busby shows all the time. We call him Socks, Mike Kavanaugh. He's about 25 years old. I could be a professional skateboarder. He was that good.
Okay.
He loved the punk rock, and I could see him fronting a band and leading that next generation of Detroit style punk rock because it's different than everywhere else. We're grittier, heavier, meaner, more down to earth
Okay.
with our stuff. But he went to a festival down at Hart Plaza with a bunch of his friends. He was crossing the road, and some kid all wasted, doing 75 miles an hour in a 25, smoked him, killed him. So we did a benefit for that kid after that. And we were looking at Randy and going, because we did really good for this kid. Like the whole scene comes around. I was like, man, I remember looking at him going, man, I know if I ever go, man, this scene's going to take care of my kids. And he's like, damn straight. 2 days later, Randy blew his face off.
Mm.
Oh.
Bumps, man.
I know it's not. The guy had whatever he was going to do. It was already locked and loaded. But
Did you sense any of that?
what's that?
Did you sense that happen?
No, dude. I did not sense anything. Randy knows I'm smarter than the normal cat, so he was staying away from me basically that whole week. He gave Johnny all his gear and his stuff, and I had no idea about this. And Johnny's like, "What are you trying to do?" He's like, "What are you going to play? We got to show." Oh yeah. I know those symptoms. I'd have called it out right then.
Right.
And when Randy got through his first divorce, or going through his first divorce, we had a suicide watch. The band did. We didn't have to, but we wanted to. We were all right, brother. He's hurting bad. But there was at least a month straight where one of us in that band would go to work and come home from work and go sit with Randy.
Always try to be in contact. Wow.
But something inside me is like, did you give him the okay by telling him that?
Right.
Is that
Really do visit.
was that the final, like, all right, I'm gonna do this now because I know my kids are gonna be taken care of by the scene, which they were. God, I miss him. I wish I could strangle him right now.
Right. Right.
Honestly. And
How did you hear?
Woodley called me up. Mark Woodley, our bass player in the band, and I've known Mark for a long time now, but at that time I'd known Mark about 15 years, and I never heard the man cry. And he was sobbing on that phone. I was like, dude, and he's like, Randy's gone. I'm like, what do you mean? He's blank, offed himself, and I was like,
Probably just silent. You didn't.
it was one of those moments like the whole room went gray, and all I seen was one black line in front of me.
Hmm.
And I kind of come out of it, and I was talking to a girl I was dating on the other line and shit, and she loved Randy too, and she was that yeah that whole stretch of that year got me to what you would call a snapping point, to where I was out of control.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
With drinking.
The people that cared for me were looking me dead in the eye, scared, and I never seen that before. My boss at work, my parents, my kids, guys in the band, my best friend in my band. He's the one else that got me this killer job, and I owe that man so much. Lance Rundgren, love you, brother. Him and his wife, Melissa. They just when he was like, dude, I wish you would go talk to somebody or do something. And finally, I talked to the doctor.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That doctor helped me get to
Gave you direction of some sort.
Direction, because he was a family doctor. He wasn't, But then we tried a couple of the antidepressants. Didn't perform. Lost a girlfriend. Pissed me off.
So you went, yeah, screw that, right?
And then the doctor that prescribed me was hard to get a hold of and all this stuff. And he's got me even more freaked out, because if I stop taking this medicine, it could mess up my liver. This might be the last I've flashed anger. I went in that doctor's office and told him he was an idiot, and I threw that pill bottle across the thing. I was like, whatever this shit is, get me off it. What do I got to do? He's like, you get wean off it. So I was like, yes. He's like, we might have to give you another test. I was like, no, dude, you've given me plenty of tests. I told you guys how I am. This is me. He's like, all right. They ended up changing me out to Wellbutrin. And it's usually helped to quit smoking.
Yeah.
I still smoked. But
it helped the other one.
Helped, yeah. Helped my outbursts, I should say, to work.
Maybe not so sharp, kind of dull.
See every other word out of my mouth.
Yeah.
JFC.
Actually, now that you mentioned that, it's the part of me that knows you. Looking back on social media, you could see that, like, you were so.
Oh yeah, that's there.
The negative.
There is an actual timestamp of watching someone's mental health deteriorate and come back, I'd like to say.
Yeah, absolutely. From my social media, you can still pin it out now. If you look at my social media and dive into it, you can see when I'm in my highs, in my lows. It's so funny because you'll start seeing more of me video-wise, and that means I'm going into my highs and my bipolar, and my lows, I back off, and I still do that to this day. I thought I was going to be done with it.
I do the same thing.
So it's like, well, that. So from that, go ahead and tell the story leading up to then your sister.
Well, my sister, she's been battling addiction since she was uh, in young 20s, I guess. I don't know. We went down different paths, kind of the same but different, you know. Um,
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met her
well,
back in the day.
well, like I said, she was a great soul, but the drugs got her more than more than they got me, evidently.
Yeah.
Her kids and my mom and my parents were sitting downstairs waiting for her to get back from the store to eat dinner. She was already back in the store. She went upstairs and whatever the hell she was doing, and it was just laced with fentanyl.
No kidding.
Just she didn't stand a chance.
That bad, huh? That
Yeah.
much.
Finally, after an hour or so, they were calling her phone. So dad and my oldest nephew went upstairs and seen her. She says, "It looks like mommy's praying." Shoot, going up. So I was living up in Wyandotte. And I got a call from my mom, and she's crying hysterically. Jody's dead. I said, "Oh my god."
So how far apart was that? Like, that was like,
That was like months before
Hmm.
Max, and then, like I said, after we buried Socks and did the benefits for him, 2 days later, Randy did his thing, and that was a span
and
of
your sister.
4 months, dude.
Wow.
Now,
What was your now? What's your thoughts now?
now, all I can think of stuff like that, dude. That's harsh, but there's people that's losing people like that, like on the daily.
Yeah.
Or combat veterans, like
Yeah, and people losing whole families too, like, yeah. There's a, but your thoughts at that point then of you trying to make some sense of something with talking to that doctor and then now the sister to top it off, your sister. And so after that day, or what was your thoughts going into life at that point?
I was worried about my mom.
So that went to that first, huh?
Yeah, I was worried about my mom. She just lost her daughter. I'm the only one she physically gave birth to left. If I go, she's got no one.
That's good that because that could have went anywhere, like, but it went right to your mom.
Um,
That's pretty interesting.
my kids, I didn't be the father I wanted to when my kids were younger, so I'm gonna be the best dad I can to while they're older, and that was a big thing. I had 3 kids by 3 different moms, man.
I'm with you, bro. I have 4 by 3.
And kids didn't grow up together, but to see them in the same room today, you'd think they did.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
and
It's everything that I'm trying to do because I completely destroyed my hopes of being a good dad in the early years, and that has been my biggest problem to this day. I'm in constant repair mode, and the repair is so slow. It's agonizing because I understand. I've done all the studies to figure out what I had to do to each of my kids to try to repair. And I got it down to a science. I'm not playing. I'm being very intentional, like down to the words sometimes.
well, like I took my son out to dinner today, and my daughter called my mom. She's, he didn't call me to ask me for dinner. Well, my daughter is a nurse, so she usually works midnights. So she's usually either working on the weekend or sleeping because she's got to work that night. So I was like, oh, she's pulling that guilt shit on me, huh? Okay, right.
That's cool though. So like,
But my mom's like, well, you're taking it the wrong way because you should feel good that she's jealous because she wants to be with her dad. I'm like, yeah, all right, that's cool.
that feels good. I bet, man. That feels good. And that's it. I'm glad it's gotten to that point. That's probably one of the biggest benefits that when we make a change like that, that I saw too. Like it was huge. I lit up when I was actually being a dad, like when you started doing those good things and saw the evidence coming back, you're like, wow, that's cool. But it's also eye-opening too. You're like, dang, man, like I beat myself up for a long time, and
Slowly did
I
that.
gotten better at it. Actually, I think I nixed it because now I'm in that process of healing. But gosh, that could have been my destroyer.
Well,
For
years, I worked my ass off, and the friend of the court, I swear to God, they were nicer to rapists and murderers than they were to me. I mean, I was constantly in that thing, and they're taking half my paycheck. It ain't like I'm not paying nothing. You guys, well, that ain't enough. Well, lower it. I don't know.
I've been told to have cable. Yeah, well, get rid of your cable bill. I was told that.
Now I'm using all my money to pay my living expenses, and I mean, I got no problem paying for my kid. I never have. I love my kids. But when you're dead ass broke on the weekend, you got your kid, and this most exciting thing you can do is walk down to the lake or have a fire in the backyard again because, I mean, I basically made half of whatever I made. That's it. I was being paid.
Always, yeah.
If I worked for $14.50, I made $7.25, and that's what I lived on an hour. I mean, boo hoo. But man, that hit the psyche and the confidence level of being a person and a human being.
Oh, I bet. Me.
And I know I'm not the only one through that that ordeal.
Oh no, dude.
I mean, there was like a mass extinction of single dads going to Ohio.
Hugely, bud. The same thing.
Because they had warrants up here every other.
Well, yeah, you stay here and you pay, but you can't afford a place to stay. So you have to degrade yourself to live with somebody.
If you're living in a hotel, all of a sudden you can't. Well, I didn't let my kids go hang out in a hotel with their dad.
Yeah, that too. I did the hotel thing. I had to. I didn't have a place for them to come, and blah, blah, blah.
It's a no-win situation.
It makes it.
And all you can do is try to bear through it, and hope your kids love you when they're older and realize that, hey, you tried. And thankfully, I got some awesome ass kids.
That's good. That's good to hear, man. And so do I. And I can't believe they are who they are based on who their dad is. Because
right, I get you.
But did pretty well as far as showing them some proper things like work ethic. I think I passed along a drive, a hunger for something. I probably did a couple good things there, but it was a process trying to just start doing the right things.
Well,
and those guys were the fuel for me to make them big changes for me. I was at 33 and I stayed in dead space, but I was not using for 14 years until just at 47. I'm going on 50. So just a couple of years I had to make the big change, start changing. That's why this is going on, because I'm being intentional about every part of my life when it comes to health, kid. Like, intentional means that, like, basically going by the studies on how to properly become better, in every way.
First time in 15 years, I got my own apartment. I got my own, Michigan, I've never been able to get the trifecta: a car, a home, and a job at the same time.
All three.
Yeah, all three.
So,
and
let's lead up to that real quick, though, because now we're getting to the good stuff. After, imposing that horrible year, and you start to see some light, what was that light that you were given? Was it somebody that came into your life that helped you even push it further? Was it you just being hungry for the change because you noticed some? Tell me about that experience of making some of those changes and making them permanent.
Well, I did it low key. I didn't announce I'm quitting drinking. I just quit.
Mhm.
1 week went into 2 weeks, 3 weeks went into 4 weeks, and in a month, and 2 months. And to be honest, when I wanted to hit the bottle, I would go get me a little can of nitrous and I'd do a balloon. It's the closest thing to an alcohol buzz you can have.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I do a couple balloons. I sit down and like, okay, all right, go smoke a joint, chill the hell out, and don't touch that damn liquor.
So it was a project at first.
It was. It totally worked.
Kidding.
There was days I wanted to just
Tank through
I'm
something.
gonna go get some whiskey. I'm gonna go find somebody to talk some smack and either get.
What else was your saving point? Like you had the whip it, or what was you? Did you have other things that you made you forget, like to not drink,
Oh,
to help you not drink?
like I said, I was angry about the drinking, so
That was the big help.
that was a big help. I only needed that nitrous thing 1 or 2 times, and they were like
Oh, yeah.
an emotional breakup with a girl, and
Oh, the big, yeah, when
you
big
know,
something
instead of going
really.
right. But like the only taste of alcohol I've had since that 5 days was we were playing a show 3 months later, and I didn't tell everybody I was quitting. Just my buddy Lance knew, and they're bringing drinks up, and I had no water, no nothing, and I'm like 4 songs in, sweat. All they had was like one of them White Claw things or something. Dude, even when I drank, I didn't drink them damn things.
Right.
So this is about 3 months
After
I
not,
decided not to, and finally I was like, "Someone bring me
because it was yeah.
someone fine, bro." And then it was that day and that time, like my singer was like, "Did you quit drinking?" I was like, "Yes, I did."
That's what you do though. Is you go nonchalant.
I don't make it up, but like I don't even know my actual sobriety date.
Right? Yeah.
You
I
know,
couldn't tell you
no
either.
clue. I know it was the end of March, the last week of March, first around leap year.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't keep track of mine either.
so
I don't.
I got around about day or time weekend. It comes up on the Facebook memories and shit.
Oh yeah, that's the only time. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
But I've never been the preachy kind. Like, oh, now it's working for me, so it's got to work for everybody. Hey, buddy, you gotta quit drinking.
Right.
I hate that guy. I'll never be that guy.
Right. Right.
Not everybody has a problem with alcohol. Some people can be adults and actually drink it like it's supposed to be done.
Right. Right.
Why would I want to mess with them?
Exactly.
Me alone, I'll leave you the.
Right. Right. So going through making some of the, what are some of the other shifts that you what are some of the changes that you saw coming through because of you stopped drinking that you didn't expect?
Patience. And self-loathing. I quit hating myself so much, and my buddy
Yeah.
Lance was a big part of that
And you
too.
didn't have to do anything to provoke that. It kind of just happened because you spurred abstinence.
Yeah.
And okay, that's what I was kind of curious to is what things because I was blown away by some of the things that corrected itself that I couldn't believe was related, on their own versus having to work for something to change. So for you, what was you saying it was? It's like patience. What else?
Well, my anger is not controlling every aspect of everything. Like, dude, I know bad shit happens. I know it. I've always known it.
Right.
All right. I can get all my blood pressure all boiled up, starts getting
Work yourself up.
oh, knowing being older now, I can spread that shit. If there's people around, that can go off to them and they can get that same attitude by me being that way. And what am I doing? I'm spreading fire, anger and shit. If I could just look at it a different way, realize, hey, this ain't going the way I'm liking it. So what do I got to do to fix it, or do I just squash it and move on?
It was almost like some of that stuff because you weren't
drinking cry
drinking,
about it no more.
right?
That's for sure.
But because you're not drinking and it happens, you almost get to see how silly it looks.
Yeah.
Versus when you're drunk, you can't see that silliness. So I think that's what provokes that the natural change part of it, I guess.
Things that would get me so angry, I'd be like mad for hours, man. I can shrug those off now, and it makes things a lot better, honestly.
I bet, bro. we get to see things as they are instead of through your version of it
Yeah.
drunk. You know, like,
Yesterday, I went to a concert. I drove by myself for like 2 hours, and before I was like, I gotta have someone go with me. I can't do this by myself. When I kind of realized, like, hey, I'm fine doing this by myself, man. And the people I hung out with down there, awesome. That was all the social interaction I really needed. A good show, and
well, that's a good point
here,
because you
and I was able to drive back home because I wasn't drinking or messed up.
don't worry about getting pulled over.
I was swerving a little bit close to home because I'm getting a little tired. I'm old, man. I've been since 6 a.m. It's going on 2. And I was like, if I get pulled over, that cop's gonna be so disappointed. I'm sober.
Never have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
That's
And I'll never forget the first time I got pulled over after a band practice, sober, because I had a tail light. I hit something at the work parking lot, like, and the tail light. I was gonna replace it, and I just had some regular tape over it, so it was clear, I guess. Cop pulls me over, or I pull over, and he comes up behind me. He's like, "Mr. Masson?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "I'm fixing the light." He's like, "Okay, you read my shit real quick. Have a good night."
it's different, isn't
I'm just like so weirded out by it.
it? Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't want to come check.
Right. You're not used to that.
Dude, check my car.
Like, do something more. Pat me down, like something, man. Right. Wow. The difference.
Yeah, and so another thing, my attitude with the police has changed over the years too. That's another. Just never liked them because they're the police.
Trust me, I know.
Now that they're not busting people for marijuana and they're actually going after the hard stuff, and
Tell you
I
what,
got more respect for them. I I back them up on most cases and stuff like that, especially if they're wearing their body cameras. I'm all with that. That way, the truth will come out, no matter
right,
what's going on there.
right. Keep it truthful and right. I
Yeah.
know ever since I started, like, my bike, I spent a lot of time locked up and with the police and just took too many years. But now I have this big contract with the city and I've been doing these police photos and I'm on the other side of it. And I got to spend going on 2 months with these guys now, all the groups, every department, and multiple times, and getting to know these guys and watch it being operated from the point of view of them being there, like actually doing the stuff, and I get to witness what I'm seeing, and I'm blown away by what the newer administration has done for Monroe. Like I am super impressed that it basically it went to community, being about the policing in a community way.
Right.
Like they don't even, like, for drunk driving, if they have an opportunity for somebody to come get your car, they will let you do that.
Yeah.
Versus towing your shit. Like I witnessed some things that I'm super proud of at this point. Like, and coming from me, it's huge.
Right.
And I'm glad I got to experience this and see this, and it's been one of the coolest experience I've ever had, and it's still going. But like I'm on the other side of that now. There's a lot of bad cops too. There is, but they're not allowed at Monroe, and that's the beautiful thing is they have a name for it. I've learned real quick. There's a name for the cop that comes in with that kind of attitude that they look for. And in Monroe, I guess they peep it out and they just won't even allow them on the force. And them are the ones coming in with this attitude. And they have systems in place to peep them out and not give them work, period. They're not allowed there. We're actually talking to the Michigan police now because they're in Monroe, where I guess in the past we haven't.
Right.
And the sheriff, the county. So I guess, they all communicate now, and it's just it's nice to see, it really is. It's
I know they're faster now.
yeah.
They couldn't catch me.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't very good at that.
Oh,
I was definitely good at that. I remember, if you remember that time, man, where they were pulling my friends over looking for me,
yeah.
and they were like, because I was Monroe's Most Wanted, basically,
Mhm.
for a while.
Stupid
Isn't it?
shit I did when I was younger, man.
Man, I was just a lost young man with zero direction. I was on my own at a very young age, man, and that was my problem.
Right?
Like I had to fend for myself, like my own laundry, cooking, getting food. Like it, nobody should have to witness that at that level. There's levels way worse than that, but good God, man, when you think that's your normal, like coming out of that and being able to reflect back on that is insane. I'll be able to tell my story one day, and it's ugly.
Yeah. We can always have a beautiful ending.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what I'm working on, right? And
The best thing that I heard is tomorrow could be the best day of your life. So no matter how shitty your day's going today,
you're absolutely right,
and
brother.
of course enjoy the fire. Work isn't bad too, but that's the guy I'm not trying to be anymore. So if it's gonna be bad, it's gonna be bad. But like you were saying a little earlier too, what I've realized is there's and they've been saying this for 1,000 years too. There's good and bad in everybody.
Mhm.
Um, good and bad is also a relative term. So that's a weird measuring stick you got to take people with anymore. That's the way I do it. I mean, I will give people their chance and I will take them at their word. If that word is not worth a shit anymore, then that person is not worth a shit anymore.
Right. You kind of just distance yourself, like from that. So, like, if you like where you're at now, like today, is there anything?
Counted on now.
Yeah.
If I say I'm going to do something, it might.
They know you're going to be
pretty,
there.
it might be loud. It might be ugly, but it will get done.
That probably feels good about that. Like, is there anything that you're working on today? Like nowadays, like anything you're being intentional about trying to fix, I guess.
I am looking to the future for the first time.
Yeah.
An actual positive future for me, not nobody else. My kids are grown; they're adults. They got their own paths going.
Your version.
Saying
Yeah.
all I can do is help maybe take a weed out here or there. They're on their own path, so I got to worry about me. That's totally new.
Is it?
Just me.
That feels weird, I bet.
Um, and I just bought me a $400 bed. That's a sentence I never thought I would say in my life, dude. You know?
That's a big one though. Like that's a big one.
This is how humans do it? Oh my goodness, dude.
Right.
Um,
Tell me some of them other things that are like that you're like, because I have a lot of them. Like you feel like a kid about it just because you're catching on.
yeah, yeah.
Gosh, I had like trying to think of some of mine too. They happen a lot. They're so often. I'm like, oh, there's another one of those. Like, oh, I got unbelievably excited when I installed my very first moral.
Your very first what?
Moral.
Oh, right on.
When it was shocking because it was the realization of me not having any to begin with.
Right.
Because I didn't know that I didn't. So when you experience the installation of one, you're like, oh, that's what it is. Oh, that's what I should have been passing out to my kids.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm 40. I'm 49. I think it just happened. 48. Like that was a big one, but like some of them are just like there's so many of those that I'm just like having to walk, learn how to walk again, talk again. Like, but it's good. It's a good thing they're even being seen. Like to come across them. And that's what I'm trying to provoke is just more of those. And
If things go well, we can have another interview down the road at my campground for heavy metal musicians and fans.
let's
That's where I'm eventually gonna retire out of. Is what
Yeah.
I'm thinking of, is have a campground and have festivals every weekend, music festivals and stuff like that. But have a regular campground with,
Gosh, you could have a podcast there, like you said.
yeah,
Like
I would eventually have a studio there, like a recording studio, and I'd have
recording
bigger bands coming in there. And like,
dang.
it'd be different than anything else. Like, do your work, but when you're done with your work, you can go outside and jump on a kayak that looks like a Viking warship and go down the river, and we'll pick you up.
Awesome.
What,
You
what do you want to
imagine?
drink? What do you want to smoke? Yeah, have at it. And then bands that are touring, if they need a place to crash out without having to pay any money for a night, they can come crash at the campground. But they got to play a set on
In
the
a little cabin.
on the little band stage I'll have up there with equipment already set up. They just go out and play a couple songs for everybody that's there. So if you're camping there, you never know who might show up and play that
Could
night.
you imagine? Yeah. Yeah,
Investors. The name is Joseph Massengill.
I'm telling you, I'm thinking about that now, and I've never heard anybody say that,
You know,
and that would work.
it would totally work. It would work for me. I know I could make it work.
Yeah, you could if anybody could.
If anybody could, I could do this. And I don't get too like that on many subjects. That one, I'd kill that one.
Yeah, I guarantee. Yeah, right. I know what you're saying. Just because of the confidence level with it. So what?
And I love that kind of music, and I love being outdoors. So it's an actual love that I want to share.
Right. To have everybody else experience that too.
I heart away. I want to. Hey, check this out. I've always been that person. I've
Always been that way.
or a cheap ass. If I got a sandwich and you put me there and you ain't got no food, you can have the sandwich if you want it, and I ain't
And
gonna.
that's why I think people stuck around you.
Yeah,
It was always in your ear. I think
It's
that
like-
you having those traits made it easy for people to keep stabbing you, and because those people, you see them in other people's lives, they just drop off and stop bugging you
yeah,
but you having that trait saved you in that respect to keep people around you.
right.
Look at your bandmates, look at your relationship with Randy, your relationship with your family, as distance as it was, so you had something there that
That's another. All right. Talking about moving forward and stuff like that too.
yeah.
The only Massengills I ever knew were my aunts and uncles and my grandma and grandpa. And there was a couple Massengills around here that went to like airport stuff like that. I didn't know much about my family,
Yeah.
And then my grandpa had a bunch of brothers and sisters, and that's about it. Well, Ancestry.com come along.
Oh yeah.
Other stuff,
Did you do that?
But what I found out was on Facebook, there's a group called Massengale, and there's like so many variants of our last name.
I could see
There's
this.
the hillbillies where we come from down there in Tennessee, Massengale. It
Gale.
would spell it out back in the 50s.
Gill.
All the census, how it was pronounced to them.
Gille.
So we got so many different, two S's and an ING or
Yeah.
ENGL. But the main thing is we are all related, no matter how that is spelled. And we come to find out there was 7 brothers that come to Four Oaks, North Carolina around 1746. There's a Massengill statue out there. I gotta go.
No kidding.
Yeah, and a big old like the rifleman thing here.
Yeah. Back if you want to sit up a bit.
A monument. They got a monument down there, a Massengill monument. I gotta go see
Kidding.
that. Yeah.
I see there's another Joe Massacre.
Yeah, there's
What's all of that?
well, like I say, we got hillbilly family. That's all there is to it. I got a cousin Joey Massengill.
Yeah.
I'm Joseph. He's Joey. So technically, we got 2 Joes, and then I got my uncle Joe, his dad, Joey, and then we got our distant cousin Joseph Massengill, the other Joe, and we all had the same doctor.
That same doctor that helped you?
No,
talking about?
this was when I was younger.
Okay.
But I remember her coming back going, "You don't look 3." I'm like, "No, man, I'm Joe Massengill." Like, Well, that's your cousin Joe.
Probably, yeah, I get that a lot, I'm
And you
sure.
come back and they had the other Joe Massengill's records. I'm like, no, that ain't me either, dude.
Dang. So you probably get that a lot, I'm sure. I get it with my son right now. Like when I named my son Kenny, I named him Junior, and I'm actual Junior. So I was like, okay, but before he's 18, I'll go get it changed to Senior. I never did. So now there's two Juniors, and now we get quotes for car insurance and health insurance. Like, I'm like, wait, did my son sign up for something? Because why am I getting this? Like,
Oh, yeah.
good Lord.
See how that.
So I was stupid, and after it took me 18 years, and I still didn't do it. So I'm still sitting here as a junior with my son a junior. Well, that's cool, bro. So you see that the camping grounds for, did you see that in your future? Are you making that happen?
I'm gonna
Or
make that happen.
are you?
That's my retirement plan.
That would that would be cool, man. I guess you know that new play out by the beaches, Venture Brewing.
What was that?
Venture Brewing by Detroit Beach Pizzeria. You know the bakery there that was,
Yeah.
they turned that into a place. It's called Venture Brewing. It looks really nice. They just opened up. They're doing coffee right now, but it's a brewery. They make their own stuff. But they want me to come. This gave me got my gears turning. They want me to come do a podcast live.
Right.
And I thought, oh my gosh, how fun would it be to have drunks sit down? And I'm like, tell me your problems. Tell me how fun and funny that would be, man. But I don't know. I think about give that a try because I think there's something there.
Right.
I get different crazy people every night. Have some fun with that.
And then, dude, I got
Oh,
my
you're good.
radio show too. That's helped my mental problems.
Therapy.
You know, I mean, I'm
That's probably therapy.
on any medication anymore.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
None. So I got to catch myself, but I'm aware of myself anymore. So, you know, first couple of years of getting the hang of this, I wasn't aware of
Right.
some of the things or whatever. But
That probably feels.
I can
So
see.
you do that weekly?
What's that?
You do the weekly? Is that the show of the weekly?
Yes, it's a weekly show. It's called Masterpiece Theater, and it's on tapdetroit.com every Friday night at 7:00. But you can also get it's like on every platform there is, Apple, Amazon, like that.
Tapdetroit.com, you said?
Is Masterpiece Theater on tapdetroit.com on Saturday, on Saturday, or damn it, Fridays at 7.
Monsterpiece.
But if you go to the Masterpiece Theater page on Facebook, also they got links to previous shows and stuff like that. And I open up every episode with my show.
That's cool, man.
And Tim Cook, Tiny, is the guy doing it, and he's been going through his own problems and sobering up stuff too.
Okay.
So it's
got to be therapeutic.
he's been a big help on, you know, keeping the arrow straight.
Yeah.
And stuff too. We help each other out like that.
That's cool, bro. That's cool. Well,
Hoping to turn those into some live events again here soon too.
what's that?
We're hoping to turn those into some live
Yeah,
events as well.
that would be cool to see live. Yeah. What? Forgot where I was going with that. I always do that all the time.
Same here.
It's nonstop, man. But I'm glad you came, man. It was nice catching up. It was nice hearing more of who you are for sure. And I bet you everybody else is gonna love to see this one too.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just to see who you know. I'm sure they will. They're fun. They're fun shows. But what else you got for me, man? What else you got? How you doing, man? Today.
What's that?
Today.
Today I'm doing great, man. I had a wonderful day. I see some of my family. See my mom and my dad, or my stepdad, and my son. I had a wonderful meal with him. I had a peaceful walk along the river in my hometown. It's not bitter cold, so that's always a plus for me.
Yes.
My head's in a good spot, man. I was able to have a good time yesterday and still make the appropriate thing today that needed to be done happen, and no worries.
Probably feels good, don't
It
it?
feels great.
Because those happen more and more often, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was just telling myself all night, don't smoke no crack. You gotta do that thing tomorrow. Man,
No crack, no cocaine tonight.
no crack, Joe.
Right, right. Gotta do that thing.
No, man. F my teeth.
Right, right. Who needs those?
Big Z's.
Who needs them? That's cool, bro. Well, so
Wow.
are you in Monroe now?
No, I live in Wayne, Michigan on Michigan Avenue
How
above
come you always living so far away?
because I hate Monroe.
Was it Monroe though?
It's
Was it?
it is. It
Or
really,
was it you in Monroe?
it could be just me, Monroe. And there's something about getting caught by a train constantly trying to get through this damn town.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Or trying to get over the train track.
Oh my goodness. No, dude, dude, everybody I know from here I love and stuff like that, but majority of them are from the party
Yeah.
animal days, and they're still living life and loving life the way that I just it doesn't
Do
nothing
anything
for
for
me
you.
anymore
Yeah,
like that. You guys have your fun. You want me to come over for pizza one day? Cool, I'm down for that.
Right, right. Let's do that real quick. Let's if you got anything to say to anybody in Monroe or the old crew or anybody um that was kind of where we were at before we made
So say, Mesky, where's my $20, fool? No, I'm just joking. That was total joke.
I'm not though.
No, man, I just say I miss y'all, man. I know life has split some of us off into our own directions and got things going on, and I'm rooting for every one of y'all. Uh, come on to one of my shows. I miss you guys.
Right, right.
I won't be asking you to buy me beers, I promise.
And all the other things, right? All the other things that go with it. I promise I'll remember the night. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. And any advice to somebody that just wants to get going with something? What's the first thing they can do that?
Just the truth hurts, and accept the damn truth. Do you want to stay a piece of crap?
Right.
Because dummying yourself down turns you into a piece of crap. Do you want to be taken seriously? Do you want to actually hold your head up? Be able to shrug shit off your shoulders that normally wouldn't? It's hard work. It's definitely hard work. But once you get there, it pays off. It really does. So
Good stuff.
you can't do it for somebody else. You can't use that as a motivation. You're gonna fail. You got to do it for yourself.
You said it right. And what I like to say, and I'll finish with, is that stop letting life happen to you and start being intentional about your life. Control it yourself instead of it controlling you.
Yeah.
That's what I could say.
And another thing, just get off the damn social media. That's a big thing on mental.
It truly is.
I'm not even joking, man. Like the political climate, when you talking politics, I'm just talking the climate. It's horrible. I get online, I just see people from both sides just being as rotten as can be.
And you know, like they set that up on
if
purpose.
these two people were sitting at the same table and didn't say one thing about politics, they'd probably get along great.
Yeah.
Eh,
Well, it's meant to because we think we can lessen the thought of another person through a device
Right.
because there's no.
Oh yeah, there's
that decrease. It's almost like road rage. You're in a different car. They did that to you and this and that.
back when I was breaking, I was falling for that troll.
Oh, I was bad.
People like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? It's not even, dude. Hey, you dumb. It's a fake account. It's a fake name. No, I'm gonna kick his ass. I see him in the store. I'm beating his face in with the parrot.
Yeah, they did. Isn't that funny? But and this device to separate us. But I'm blown away. I don't do that. I have to use social media because of what I do.
I get that too.
I don't play the social media game.
Yep.
You know, like I'm utilizing it for the way that it's a tool for me.
That's
It's a tool.
I promised myself that like I don't care who's in power, who's doing what. All I can do is worry about what I can do. And it's made the shit so much simpler, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it does. It becomes,
Give a shoot, if I can't affect it or it can't affect me, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna do what I can do.
yep.
And you know, and not everybody can say that. Not everybody should do that, I guess. I mean, life's funny. He's life's got a bad sense of humor.
It does because the way it was devised for us, man. You know, it's like
What
we're living in a system that was that's just been broken, and you can't live in a new world in an old system. So that's what we're coming up against.
shit seems bad. It can always be worse. Just remember that too. No matter how bad things are, things to be, it can get worse. So prepare.
You betcha. Sometimes it gets worse before better, right? But I'm glad you came, Joe.
Thank you,
I
man.
think this is awesome. I can't wait.
I missed you, man. It's good to have
No doubt, Bill.
bro.
And I want to come out when we get off here. I'm gonna get a date because I really want to do a photo shoot with telling the story of a band. Like in the way that I like to do photos, I like to see the stuff that you wouldn't normally take a photo of. You know, like
November 1st, we're playing with Belushi Speedball at Smalls. And
wouldn't that be a good place for something like that? Because here's the thing, this is how I want to kind of do it. I want to get it, but I want to get you preparing for it. So I'd want to follow like you. So I would want to come to wherever your equipment is and watch you put it
yeah,
in where the car, watch you get it out of the car, watching you set up and the things you like. That's what I want to do the shoot with, and then shoot the show too.
right.
But I want to get the process.
See, that day would probably be a real good one because the main band's probably going to be using my drum set too. So I got to make sure
Okay.
for both.
So that's November 1,
November 1st. I think it's a Friday,
Saturday.
Saturday.
That's even better because I have a bowling league on Fridays that I
But just look up Belushi Speedball and check out one of their live shows too.
Let me
And
write
you'll
this down.
see it's like a cartoon chaos. It's
What's the name of the joint?
Belushi Speedball.
Belushi Speedball.
Louisville, Kentucky. Great people.
All right. So that's I'll be able to find it through them. November the event, November 1st.
It's Smalls and Hamtramck.
Smalls. Okay.
And
How's the lighting there?
can even get you in touch with the owner if you need to have things.
No, but if you would touch base with him and let him know that I'd be doing that, just so he knows, because I can be intrusive
Yeah.
sometimes.
Fine.
Uh
I told the man we were going to do this one time, and then you ended up having to do another. You get called to California. Or
yeah.
something of that.
It's been hectic. But all right, cool, man. Let's do this. Yeah. Peace out.
All right, brother.
And
So wait.